Well, it's another week and another wonderful video. I know you guys really, really, really want to watch these great videos, all this wonderful content. So I wanted to go down to basics, back to basics, you know. What are the basic kinds of silver one can expect to buy? And I kind of have my way of categorizing them, but you may find your own way to do it. So, the most basic kind of silver is the generic round. Okay. Now, this could be the backbone of any silver stack right here. Yep. You could literally have a stack of nothing but generic silver rounds. This one was made by Liberty Silver. Ever heard of them? But there are other assets that you can acquire in the same family of products, the round, but they're not precisely generic and therefore not precisely going to be cheap. This specific round was only available through Camel cigarettes and is extremely rare, extremely scarce, and therefore commands a premium. Yep. So good luck finding one. Let me know. Another example is this ARF round. Norfeds would be another example of this class. These have a cult following. Okay. There are a group of people who really want to get their hands on these. And they are willing to pay a premium. So, again, these are premium producing classes, but they are still technically generic and rounds. Okay. All right. Next up is bars and ingots. Bars and ingots. Okay. Again, your stack consists completely of bars and ingots. Okay. So this is for someone's 25th silver anniversary. It is 1 troy ounce, as you can see plainly right there. 1 troy ounce. That is a bar. An ingot is more loosely defined and not necessarily pure silver. Here's an example of an ingot. So it could be pure, but it's going to be an odd weight. This one is, as I recall, 1,000 grains. So over 2 ounces, I believe. But not quite 3. Yeah. This is an ingot from Franklin Mint. So there's an ingot for us all to behold. Yay. Bars, ingots, rounds, these are all very safe as long as they're real and pure. You don't want to get something fake, so you gotta, test your stuff or buy from a reputable dealer. And even then, don't trust them, because you just never know what you're going to get until you know. So, next up, we're going to talk about, since we're in the United States, most of us, we're talking about stuff that's predominantly there. Every country's going to have its own variety of this. It's called junk silver, okay? Or constitutional coinage. Okay. Now, it's going to come in different forms. Okay. In the U.S., silver dollars are a nice way to get in. If you don't mind paying a hefty premium. But if you're less inclined to pay a premium, now keep in mind, guys, the premium you pay on some things you'll keep. Okay, when you go back to sell. Some other things, not so much. So if you're buying the hottest, most hyped, low mintage round, like say the Zombucks, right? I mean, that's probably a bad example because Zombucks are still worth big money. But what will they be worth in 20 years? We don't know. So there's a lot of debates you could have about this stuff. But junk silver or constitutional coinage is going to include 90% coins that are not necessarily numismatic. All right, like that 21 Morgan, no numismatist or collector is going out of their way to get a 21 Morgan. However, if you have a key date Morgan, that goes into a different category we'll talk about later. Now, it's not just silver dollars, though. And hold on, there's another class of silver dollar I want to show you that is definitely more of a bargain bin purchase for you as far as silverweight. That's these commemorative dollars, okay, which are very nice. I like the Statue of Liberty. You can get these commemorative dollars very close to melt if you look, okay. So you hunt, happy hunting. Let me know how you do. Now, this is the U.S. stuff. Less popular, but worth mentioning are odd and funny purities. Okay, so there are silver coins that are made of 40% silver, and there are also coins made of 35% silver, which we can also cover. Those are war nickels. Look up war nickels. I'm not going to hunt one out. That's 35%. This is 40. You can get these coins at or near melt. Why not? I happen to think the Eisenhowers are pretty striking coins. But most Eisenhowers are not silver, so be careful about that. And it just makes things more complicated. There's also the 40% Kennedy halves. There's also a 40% quarter, but that only happened for 1 year and only in special sets. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about other denominations of 90%. So, it is worth noting that there are a few 90% silver half dollars that were made after 1964. They are commemoratives. The Washington half is also made of silver. And all your silver sets. All your silver set coins are silver. I think they started making those in 2001, but don't quote me on that. It might have been earlier. It might have been later. So there are some. A lot of them are proof coins, but not all. Because I know they made an uncirculated Washington. So, and this one there was an uncirculated variety. But there are 90% halves that are commemoratives. You can get them at or near melt if you hunt. I have done actually very well with that. I have, I don't have a lot of silver anyway, but I have quite a few. I think I have like 14 or 15 of the Washington halves. And all of them I got at or maybe slightly above or slightly below melt at the time of purchase. For some reason, people don't love them. I don't get it. And if you look at my videos, I also got some Colombian halves pretty cheap. And those are well over 100 years old, so that's pretty crazy. Also note, the U.S. made bullion coins. A lot of countries do. These are your lovely, 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 and wonderful, and always a classic ASEs. American Silver Eagles. Everybody wants them. Everybody needs them. They cost an arm and a leg for some reason. I never got it. But be on the lookout for those. I don't own a lot of those because to me, I'd rather have, for the same price per ounce, I'd rather have a silver dollar. You know, I'd rather have a peace dollar or a Morgan for the same price per ounce than basically a bullion, a glorified round is what it is. Honestly, I'd probably rather have one of these. But that's a different discussion. Okay, now, that's not that I'm hating on ASCs. I'm hating on ASC's prices. If ASCs were more reasonably priced, I'd be all about them. Okay, next up we're going to talk about some of the other coinage, common coinage you might run into and get cheap. Coin roll hunting is another thing. Coin roll hunting, you can find things like this in your coin rolls. These are commemorative half dollars. Some of them are very valuable. This is one of the less valuable ones, but commemorative halves. Now, the key date to know with junk silver, and I did a video on it, so check that out. We're going through it real briefly here. 1964. 1964 and back, you got silver, okay? What's the date on that? Well, 1945. That's before 1964, isn't it? Okay. Same thing with quarters, right? Well, 1898? Well, that's before 1964, isn't it? So that's silver. See how this works? So it's real simple. Same thing with dimes. Yep. Same thing with dimes. Here you go. This one was made in 1876. Guess what? It's 90% silver. Now there is an exception. You get any coin before I think it's 1832. So if you get, one of these, you find one of these in a coin roll, right? You got yourself something. 1829, it is 89% silver. 89% silver. But it's got more silver because it's a bigger coin. And here we'll do it side by side here so you can really see how much bigger. They're a fair bit bigger coin. See that diameter? Same size holder. You can see all that extra space here. There is no space here. Alright, so there you go. You're not going to find any cap bust dimes in a holder, in a coin search. You're not even, very rarely are you going to find a silver dime in a coin roll search, but you might. And if it's worth your time, do it. If you enjoy it. You could also be looking for error coins and this kind of thing. And it's cheap. The price is right. But if you're trying to, if time is money to you, you don't want to be doing that stuff. That's just my opinion. Now, this brings up another point in that other class of coins, or silver investments, okay? Now, I'm not giving any investment advice. I'm simply showing you the different types that there are, okay? So, not all coins are created equal, okay? Some coins are valuable beyond their silver weight, okay? So, a coin like this, for example, right? This 1861 half dime with the full Liberty on it. Okay? Probably in extra fine condition. Right? Guess what? The silver in this is worth maybe $1. Okay? Maybe $1. Guess what? We're not selling that for $1. It's not happening. Okay? Even one in bad shape like this, you're not selling it for $1. Okay? It's just not happening. It's not going to happen. You're not going to sell that for $1. Okay? You're not going to buy it for $1. It's just, you might find somebody that don't know what they got, but something like this. This is a numismatic. These are numismatic coins. 1835 cap bust dime, full Liberty, and freaking feathers still on the eagle. Guess what? You're not going to get that for the $1.90 worth of silver in there. Okay? Just not going to happen. Sorry about your luck. Good luck, though. If you do, let me know in the comments. I'm proud of you, Anyway, not all coins are created equal, right? You know, you get a Standing Liberty quarter, you know, type 1, that's in decent shape. You're gonna get money for that, okay? It's not something you're gonna sell for melt. Now, that's so numismatic is a thing. You need to watch out for it when you're dealing with coins. You might find something that you didn't even know was worth something, and you messed around because you didn't look, and you sold it for melt or whatever your premium was. Oops, you messed up. Okay, so know your stuff. Research, knowledge. Knowledge is power. But there's a whole other class that we haven't even talked about yet. Okay. Different countries have different junk, right? So I just talked about junk silver. Well, that's U.S. coinage. But doesn't it stand to reason that the rest of the world was trading with the U.S. and before the U.S. ever existed, right? So it also stands to reason that silver coins were made in other countries and are still made in other countries, oddly enough. So what does that mean? Well, it means that there is a great variety out there. Here, this is a good example of variety of coins from around the world which contain silver. Okay, this coin is bimetal. Only the center is sterling silver. It says 2004 blah blah blah. Okay, this coin's from Mexico. It's a half ounce of silver. By the way, I overpaid for this thing. $25. But the mintage isn't high, and they're actually pretty hard to come by. But anyway, they're cool. I wanted to get 100 peso coin. All right, but that's just that's not a great example. That's just one example. Another example is something like this. Something okay. Something a little more reasonably priced. Look at that. Austrian Olympics, 1976-74. Okay. It's about half an ounce, and I paid $11.50 for it. Well, that's not a bad deal, is it? Okay. Now, what's I don't know what the is. I think it's 90%, but I'm not sure. I know some of these. No, it's too big to be 90%. This has to be some weird 64% or something. I need to write that on the coin. I'm not sure what the percentage of purity is on this, but it's way too big. Or if it's on the coin, it's not. Probably 64% be my guess. Because it's just way too big at half an ounce to be 90%. So yeah, that'd be my guess, 64%. The point is, okay, we've already covered several countries here, right? This is your other class of silver. Okay? 1953. What a fun time. Mr. Hidalgo. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, Mexican coins are really cool. There's your different, kind of silver assets you can get into. Also, some of the foreign coins are numismatic. Actually, this one's fairly numismatic. This one's actually pretty sought after. And I like the when they put the words on the edge of the coin. Isn't that cool, guys? We like that. Am I the only one? Huh? So anyway, these are the different kind of silver assets you can get into. Some are more recognizable than others. There's pros and cons to all of them. But at the correct price point, all of them are amazing buys. And you just got to figure out what works for you, okay? If you have any specific questions, ask me in the comments. And thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. I hope you find all the knick-knack, paddywhacks, and collectibles of your dreams while you're awake.